How do you find the angle of a right triangle using trigonometry? So if I'm given two sides of a right triangle, you can find the angle. All right? Do you see these little -1 signs? They're called arc sine, arc cosine, arc tangent. It means it's the inverse or undoer of sine, cosine, and tangent. So if you want the angle, x, which I call theta, first you got to do is think of this angle and think of, well, 8, isn't that called your adjacent? And isn't 9 your hypotenuse? Isn't adjacent and hypotenuse going to be cosine? So what we do to find the angle is we simply do the cosine -1 button of the fraction for cosine. So the fraction for cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And when you simply stick that in your calculator, that will give you x. That will give you the value of the angle. And what you're going to get is 27.3 degrees. So that would be this angle. If I was given this piece, and that would be using the arc sine or the inverse sine. It's a cool little feature in your calculator you can use to find angles. So if we want to find the angle for this right triangle, what we have to look at is this two sides. This is your opposite and this is your hypotenuse. So sine, cosine, tangent, which one has opposite and hypotenuse? And what you realize is that would be sine. So to find x, the angle, what we're going to do is take the arc sine or the inverse sine of the fraction of sine. So sine again is opposite of over hypotenuse. So opposite is 7, hypotenuse is 8. So if we take the sine -1 of 7 over 8, stick it in our calculator, and we will get 61 degrees. And we are done. So this angle right here is 61 degrees. Yay! A plane is 127 miles north, that's right there, 168 miles east, right there, of the airport. Find x, the angle, that the pilot should turn in order to go directly towards the airport. So what's that angle to go directly towards the airport? We went 10th in the degrees. So we look at this angle, and what we notice is we have opposite and adjacent, which is tangent. So to do this, we want to do to find x, we want to do the arc tangent of the fraction. Now tangent again is opposite, which is 127, over adjacent, which is 168. So if we do the inverse tangent or arc tangent of that fraction on our calculator, we will get a 37.1 degree angle that the plane should turn.